Yeah.
All right, 6 o'clock. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll also read our district mission statement. In partnership with the communities, the mission of the Dorfman and Fulton School District is to educate individuals in an environment of trust and respect so they become self-directed, responsible, lifelong learners. Again, with the current times, we just want to ask that no outbursts or gestures of approval or disapproval happen during this business meeting. We want to remind the public that we value each other's opinions and we can respectfully disagree with one another while conducting our meeting in a professional manner. So thank you. Roll call, all board members are present, as is Superintendent Hunstead. Do we have any changes to the agenda, Shannon?
Mr. McCarty is also.
Oh, Lapert's here. Oh, hi, Lee. Good to see you.
No. No, the agenda is as.
Okay, we have a
presented.
motion. We have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Come
Is there a second? Second by David. All those in favor say aye.
on.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments. There is no public comments tonight. 5.2 rebel recognition. Anybody have any?
I would like to point out that the play went terrific here, and Wendy, thank you, was fantastic. It was great to see our kids and all the hard work that they did, and they even did a little jab at Mr. Areno's homework. My kids thought that was pretty funny on their happiest thoughts sequence. So it was pretty great.
Great. Well, I want to say congratulations to the football team. The first state games in Jose. Hope that they played very hard as a team, and so super proud of all of them and the tenacity that they had. They showed up at the game and it was not snowing, and by the time we left, we were all covered in probably a half an inch to an inch of snow. So it was a good game. Anything else? Anybody?
Have we had a meeting since the music program?
Oh, no, we did not.
There was the, I think it was K through third grade music program,
Yeah.
maybe 2 weeks ago. It's hard to keep track of, but it was the Glenfelton Elementary, and it was great. It was so fun to see the kids performing, because that age range, I don't think has had a program yet because of COVID. So it was super cool, and Mrs. Jansen did a great job.
And there was a 6 through 8 too,
Yep.
which I forgot was also since our last meeting, which was good. The kids sang, they could hear them from the back of the auditorium. Actually, a staff member in Ulen told me that she had heard that the middle schoolers did such a fantastic job because they were able to be heard and thought that the probably not quite there, but they were past the far enough. So that was great. It was great to hear that today, that she said that it was a great program, and I thought so, but
I saw snippets of the middle school on social media, and I
Okay.
think it's phenomenal.
Well, this is the first time that they've held it in the theater, and I think that dome, the shell behind helps where they've had it before as, choir and band. It's just such a loud space to try to emulate their sound. I thought it was fabulous. I was really enjoyed. I went to the 7th grade one, but yeah, they did fantastic. So
My wife said she watched it, she couldn't see how they could sing with the mask on, but apparently they did. So.
oh, they did great. They did great. So yeah. Awesome. All right. 6.1 board committee reports. I don't think anybody's had a committee meeting. Everything
tonight for facilities.
Yeah.
So I have to report on that.
Yeah, and the only other thing would be, remember we did talk about policy, if you guys do want to meet or not, please just let Brooke or I know.
Okay.
Because the first reading, I think, is in the next December. First reading for the next policies is in December,
Okay.
so it's up to you.
And I think we'll just say, our last week, we were supposed to have our MSBA class for the public to know this. We had to postpone that, so we're gonna be meeting with them Monday, December 6th, 4 to 6. I did send Barb Dorn our goals from the summer that we set in July when we went to, or June, whenever we went to Pepper Pond. So I sent her that dissemination of the document, and she was going to gear everything towards those goals. So so that will be, put that in your calendar. I think Brooke already sent that out Monday, December 6th, 4 to 6. With a hard stop at 6, Barb has something going on, so we appreciate her flexibility. Okay, 6.2, superintendent report.
Yeah, so tonight we have a facility meeting, committee meeting following this board meeting, and so there I want to get into the weeds a little bit. But I want to talk about, there's some concern out there about next fall and the pace of our current construction project. And so I met today with some admin and went through some of the things that we've already talked about here and some changes that we want to, potentially save that gym. And then let's have our band and choir in here in middle school and what we can do with our art department. We've met with all those groups of people. They're really excited about that change that we're offering. GLG has not had that information yet. They're really nervous. Comstock is about getting this job done in a timely fashion so we can open next fall. I said, we're opening next fall. And so what we did today is we went through some things that I'm going to share with the facilities committee. And then after sharing with them, I want to share with the rest of the board then. And then tomorrow, I want Comstock, I want JLG, they're going to get all of it about what we're not doing and what we are doing. And they have to get it done and they need to take care of it or we got to get our kids in the right buildings next fall, period. End of story. And so they're already talking last Thursday at the OAC meeting that are there spaces they can get into now. I said, we have kids in those spaces. No. And so the problem is then, well, can we do it in the summer? Well, is there enough hours in a day and blah, blah, blah. So to answer a few things there, tonight at the facility meeting, if people want to stay and listen to what I have a list, and I'm going to give it to all of you before you leave, what I'm proposing from our admin team and from what I've already kind of shared a little bit with you guys already, because it's time to be done. With the stupidity of the RFIs not getting done, the PRs. Dan Miller is going to get an email from me tomorrow with everybody else attached to it, including you guys, about still waiting for that Monday meeting that was following the meeting that we had, or I'm sorry, the next day meeting or whatever. That hasn't happened yet. Remember, he was going to talk about the RFIs and the timing and why they're not done. Great question. I haven't seen it since. And that's why we're not getting anywhere with this project because people aren't responding in a timely fashion. And when Ed Honcho comes here and tells you this story and then doesn't do anything for a month, it was October 18th, it's November 22nd. And he hasn't said one word. That's the part that just doesn't function for me. And it's why this whole project is behind, because their company is not doing their job. And so I'll share some of that information and you'll see it later, but we're going to get what we want. We're going to be able to provide a phenomenal education with our kids, and our facilities are going to be beautiful when they're done. They're going to be. It just is time to be done. And we got to get this thing moving forward. It's those same things about like the kitchen. I gave them the drawing, I gave them the specs, I gave them the exact layout, and I haven't heard a word. And it's been 3 weeks. No excuse for it. The Duluth kitchen, told them how I wanted it. Haven't heard a thing. And that's the problem is, once that gets done, and then, because right now, I could have Peterson Mechanical working on this kitchen right now. It's just sitting there, they're wondering what to do. So then, let's have them start working on it. It's all these types of things with people. So then the other thing I heard today was, there's just such a shortage on employees. I said, it doesn't matter if you have them. What would you have them do? You don't have the steel right. You don't have the drawings right. You don't have that right. They couldn't do it anyway. So if we had 80 people show up to work tomorrow, what would you have them do? Sit and wait for the response to the RFI, to the PR that hasn't been turned in yet? It's a joke. You can't keep the people you got busy because you don't have them answered. And that's the part where I've finally just at the end of it.
Are you having an OAC meeting bumped up this week since Thursday is?
So Matt sent me an email today and I asked him that and I've been, so I don't know. And he could have responded here this afternoon.
Sure.
Anyway.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of, but that's what I asked. We shall see. Anyway, so that's that. I got on a little bit of a soapbox there, but You'll guys, the facility team will learn more. And actually, everybody, before you leave, I will hand you the handout. I have it right here. So, okay. Middle school gym. So if you're not frustrated enough about the construction project, we have a middle school gym that had water damage, that's had mold issues, that I've had Stematic in there twice. I've had Lakes Country Cooperative in there twice. I now have air purifiers sitting right outside that room to get, anyway, talked to Greg Johnson, our insurance today, because the insurance company from Comstock left me a message Friday afternoon about 4:30. She's off this week for Thanksgiving, of course, so I can't get a hold of her. I called Greg Johnson today, our insurance agent. I said, Greg, here's the deal. Here's the claim number. She says she's done with it. She's off this week. Can you get a hold of that company and start rattling some people? Because I said, if it's not going to be on Comstock's insurance, it's on you guys, because you're our insurance. This has to be done. I'm so sick and tired of the gym. It's the only gym we have in Doak. We have to have middle school practice and community ed. I mean, we use it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have to be in it. It has to be safe. Now, as I stated before, Service Master said it's not ideal, but it's safe. Well, that's relative, because people that walk in there, it affects different people different ways when you're breathing in this stuff, right? I have some staff members that have had headaches and haven't slept the way they should be. The only thing changed for them is that. We moved some people to other rooms. We put air purifiers in some classrooms right next to that gym. Now I have them in the lobby. So when you walk in, at least that air quality is better. The gymnasium got water under it. We know there was mold. Stematic came and cleaned that around the edges. The problem is you can't get underneath it. And if you think about a gym floor, it sits on purlins, and so it has air under it. And I'll have elementary kids, middle school kids on it all day long, and now there's practice and bouncing basketballs and volleyballs. It's going to move this stuff into the air. Thinking about wrestling mat tape, so bear with me, and just seal it all the way around with the wrestling tape. We take a caulking gun, we have it. Should we just seal it? I don't know, just so it can't escape. Anyway.
Would a true remedy be to take the floor out and try it out? I mean, is that?
Yeah, which we can't.
Well, I know what you meant.
Right.
I mean, is that?
Yes, ideally so. This is where I'm at with, I don't know what the final result was from the claim. And that's what she called me, this Nueve called me on Friday afternoon. But I didn't get it, it was almost 5 o'clock. It was like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And she's out this week. So
Right.
I put Greg on it today, our insurance agent, because I said, they're gonna say whatever insurance companies say. And then we're gonna have to say, no, I don't agree, or I do agree. But in the meantime, I gotta solve it so it's safe for people to be and visiting and coming to play games and attending practice every day or attending class every day. Lakes Country Cooperative does say the same thing. Air quality is not ideal, but it's safe. It's just, so is it safe to cross the street unless somebody hits you, you know? It's after a while it's a relative thing, right? So anyway, it's, I just want you to know what I'm doing, I guess. Insurance companies are gonna fight. Greg was gonna dig into it quite a bit today because he believes it's their problem. And I said, I do too, but if it isn't theirs, it's yours. So that's why you need to go to bat for us. Because it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
If we're ripping the floor up, guess what? It's gonna be an insurance, it's paying for that floor. We might have our deductibles and whatnot, but that's enough, so. Air purifiers are working, but let's face it, it's a big space. It just is, it's not. And our air quality system in that gymnasium is affected because of the construction. So I can't put the air purifier system through that air duct right now because it's not functioning the way it's supposed to. So then I got to put these units on the floor that are, 1,500 square feet and blah, 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 but here we are. So, sorry, it's just like, oh, great news, not that. Next thing on your strategic plan. Well, strategic plan, we talked about that a lot with our staff. You know, now it's been 2 months ago. Of course, I wanted it all done by Thanksgiving, and now I've been hiding out for 2 weeks. So that was perfect. Anyway, I want to address staff next week. Actually, they're going to get a Thanksgiving email from me to say, hey, enjoy your break. The strategic planning, if you haven't filled out the form yet, we'll still do it into next week. Admin team will start to visit about that afterwards and start moving forward, which is a part of the goals that we also had at Dr. Bond and with the School Board Association. So that is going to be coming, and we're going to be moving forward. And so I'm excited about that. I just haven't been able to dig in, honestly, on that now for a month and a half, just because of just a lot of things happening. Right? So there we go. So I am excited about getting that going and getting people into the right building next fall and start getting a great educational system up and running here. So there you go. Questions from anybody?
I don't know if that's on your, oh, go ahead, Laura.
Go ahead.
I've just had a couple parents ask about the parking lot over at the softball field.
Oh,
It's a
perfect.
super muddy mess in all facilities. If you guys are gonna go over that tonight, we need to like kind of have someone come level it out or.
I can handle
Yeah, well, actually, I think Wayne's
Wayne's.
already talking with Comstock, and we're not going to be parking over there anymore.
Yep, so I actually sent the message out to students and staff today. So everyone, Comstock moved all their stuff farther down to the north. We have room for everybody in this lot. So we won't need the softball conference starting tomorrow.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
Chaplain. My question is, what are the kiddos doing that go to the Career Academy on Wednesday? Because Moorhead doesn't have, or Moorhead has class and DGF does.
So the way we work that is if kids have school on days like that, or Moorhead does, or DGF, and DGF does not, or vice versa, they attend where they're having classes. So if Moorhead has classes, they need to attend those classes.
So for Wednesday, okay.
So our kids will attend their class on Wednesdays then.
And so I guess I was under the impression that our calendar was going to be the same with Moorhead's, maybe outside of like professional development, but.
It's very similar. It's not exactly the same. Where it really comes into play is our second semester, and when you can, you know this better than I do too, but our second semester schedule does not align with them perfectly either. When we start talking second semester. Yeah, but it's very close, Laura. It's just, we have some of these, we kind of do, yeah. And then when the quarters are gonna end is really what our other staff who is in the second semester.
There's about a week off when we get to the second semester, because it just kind of builds upon each other as the year goes.
Slowly get that phone behind it too.
So we still offer transportation on Wednesday then if it's needed, or, okay.
Great question, Omar. Anybody else?
I think just a comment on the strategic plan. I mean, I think we all know it's got a lot of stuff going on, and so,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, I remember waking up one of these odd days of my life here in the last 2 weeks and just going, oh, hey, Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's perfect. I wonder if that strategic plan will be done by then. Can't wait to find out. Oh, maybe the superintendent should go to work with that. Well, anyway, so thank you, David. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna get her. It's gonna be good.
All right, thank you, Shannon. 7.1, this is approval of our regular meeting on November 8th. Is there a motion? Motion by Amy, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Laura. All those in favor say aye.
I
Opposed, motion carries. 8 is our consent agenda, claims and accounts, Laura.
$312,030.05.
Also included in your packet is the treasurer's monthly budget report. We're also approving some donations this evening. A donation from Landon's Light in the amount of $200 to be used for Dover second grade. A donation from Landon's Light in the amount of $200 to be used for middle school student council. Donation from the forum in the amount of $400 to be used for DGF robotics. and a donation from County Financial, Dallas Lynchburg, in the amount of 1,500 of use for community ed. So thank you to all those donors. We appreciate it. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Nicole. Laura, you want to second it? Sure. Any questions or discussion?
I just had a quick question and clarification again on this balance sheet thing.
Yep.
Since this is through the 19th, there'll be some more in November.
There can be, yeah.
So actually, we're kind of in between in October and.
Yeah, so I think, and I don't have mine, I thought I had it here and I didn't. It's at 33% for the month of November, and we're at 28% or something, right? So that's that little.
25, so are we
Yeah,
halfway or more than half of the cost in November?
I would say we're over half. Yeah, we're over. So we should be, well, actually, I kind of like where we're at there. So we're actually ahead of that.
So each month we're kind of in between what the two, it'd be more than the October one, but less than the November percentage.
Yeah, so what's the best one to look at, so bear with this statement, but is our December one. Let's look at our December meeting and then look at our November percentage. Because then we know all of November will be closed out, that first meeting in December, which we only have one meeting this December, but each month, our first meeting should show a closed out of the previous month. And that percentage is the one that, I guess for me, that's what I wanted to look at to make sure that we fall underneath that one. So this is our second meeting in November. And so if you look at, the first meeting is the best one to compare to your previous month. But even this one is falling in there, so we're safe. So it gives you an idea of, we got 5% certified with still, and it's as of the 19th. So yeah, we're in a good place. So.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, 9.1. This is our legislative leave for Paul Marquardt. His statement is in the bottom of your guys' packet. This is something that he does every year when they're meeting down in the cities. Is there a motion? Motion by David, is there a second? Second by Ronnie. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.2, non-certified contract for Joanna Norvetti, custodian, effective November 30th. Do you have a motion? Motion by Brittany. Is there a second? Second by Amy. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.3, non-certified contract for Kimberly McDonald. This is a paraprofessional position effective December 6th of this year. Do we have a motion? So moved. Motion by Laura. Is there a second? Second by Nicole. Any questions or discussion?
Is this in special ed?
Yes. She was here, she's a former employee, I guess, and is coming back, and Mary Ann's very happy to have her. Yep.
Glad to hear.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions or discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Just briefly, we have our future meetings, but afterwards, if anybody is interested, Lakes County Service Cooperative is accepting nominations to serve 4-year board member terms. So if anybody here on this board would like to basic, what did I say? Subject to another board. There's paperwork right here. I'll leave it right by Shannon, and Brooke will hold on to it, and you can fill out your paperwork if anybody's interested. So, all right. So 10.1, we have a negotiations meeting next Monday at 4:30 for those of us that are on the negotiation team. So Laura, David, and I. And then our next board meeting is Monday, December 13th. It's at 5:30, so please make note of that, you guys. 5:30, and then during the meeting, truth and taxation will be done at that time.
At 6 o'clock.
At 6
o'clock.
Yeah.
Truth and taxation will be at 6. Yeah. Okay, anything else, team?
Because we do have the audit that same, the audit report from I Bailey will be that night too. And so we're gonna have them do that, but we had already set the time for the truth and taxation, which we could do, so. yeah. So,
Anything else?
That other one you said the week before that too, right, that MSBA thing.
Oh, yes, sorry, thank you, Ronnie. So yeah, add that to 10.3, MSBA training, December
Sixth, yeah, sixth.
But
from
4 to 6.
4 PM to 6, and we'll be in here, and Barb will be coming in virtually. And then she has a new trainee, I think his name's Jonathan, she said might be joining us, so I told her more the merrier, sounds good.
So just on my behalf, thank you for your flexibility with that meeting getting switched and changed. I really appreciate it.
Well, we kind of wanted you to be there.
Yeah. I tried to avoid it, but it just didn't work.
Life happens.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. 6:25, meeting's adjourned.
Ronnie, do you want to take one and pass down? I mean, we can say, this is the facility stuff.